Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome. So I decided to make a quick devlog about my journey into programming, into game dev in specific. And originally, I'm a 3D artist, so I'm used to, Maya, Houdini, Softimage, Blender, all that stuff. And 6 years ago, I decided on one good day, on one cursed day, that I'm going to learn some gameplay programming. And I was really excited about AAA graphics and all that stuff. And I thought, and how hard can it be? And so I ended up with Unreal Engine. So Unreal Engine that needs no introduction. It is the behemoth, the gigantic, magnificent, Olympian game engine, right? And you can imagine me as a beginner, having written absolutely 0 lines of code, being faced with C++, right? I got owned hard. Like, it took me months to even understand what a pointer is. So this is my latest game in Unreal Engine. And I ended up not using Unreal Engine at the end. I ended up rolling my own engine in C. So this is the game. It's very Souls-like. And shout out to Tom Lumen. His C++ course was amazing. But this was pretty recent, actually. So when I first started out, I didn't understand anything. Like, absolutely nothing about C++. And, C++ is a gigantic language, so I don't even claim to understand C++ right now, right? Even after 6 years. But this is where I got to at the end. And my journey started out with, as I said, Unreal Engine C++. Then I moved to Python. And Python was a breath of fresh air for me because, Python lets you, write a lot of code without pointers. And, I was running away from pointers, right? Like, oh no, pointers, assembly, memory management, and all that crazy stuff. So after a while, just imagine, like, a beginner, looking at C++. You're gonna be you're gonna be faced with something like this, right? And you're gonna be like, what the hell is that? Right? Like, it's a class. What's a class? Macros, crazy macros. Like, don't even get me started on metaprogramming, right? Pointers everywhere, templates, events, crazy Unreal Engine, macros, right? And at that point, I landed on Handmade Hero, right? So, Handmade Hero, and this is where I saw, like, okay, this guy's building his own engine, and then I saw this. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that, right? That's too much stuff. I just want results. I just want to make a game, right? That was my mentality. And so I tried my best to, like, run away from C++ and and even C, right? Because I thought, okay, pointers, memory management, bad. I need abstraction, right? And at some point, I even went to Unity. Unity was way more streamlined than Unreal Engine, like, seriously, with the C# and stuff. But even though I felt much more comfortable with the C#, there was still this essence of programming that I was missing, right? I didn't have, like, a good foundation, and I was always, like, lost, and I was watching, like, so many tutorials. Like, I did so many Unreal Engine and Unity tutorials and stuff. And so after Python, I did some Nim for a while, right? So you can see on my GitHub, I did some Nim. And Nim is a lovely language. Like, it's amazing. Like, I really love it. It's really cool. It has a lot of metaprogramming. It has a lot of good stuff. And at some point while doing Nim, I was like, okay, Nim can call C, right? Why is everyone calling C, right? And so then you can see my repos here. Like, I have some Nim repos. And so why is everyone calling C, right? And I saw Handmade Hero was, like, all C. I mean, he does use C++, but it's very C-like. So So at that point, like there was also Learn OpenGL. I love this website. I love it. If you don't love it, you should definitely give it a shot if you haven't tried it. It's also C++, but it's not that crazy. And you know, that's when I thought, okay, I'm going to get out of Nim because it also has a garbage collector, so there's also that abstraction. And I thought, okay, you know, I'm gonna go C. And then I met assembly, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna also gonna do some ASM, right? And you know, this is where I ended up. Like I have this kind of a game engine, like kind of a game engine infrastructure in pure assembly. So it's called Volcasm. It uses Vulkan and assembly. So this is like pure ASM. Like this, you can see here, pure ASM, right? And so once I'm like in this C and ASM zone, right? I thought, okay, I'm gonna do some Handmade Hero because it's all, and you know, like Casey Muratori, the author of Handmade Hero, really taught me a lot of good stuff about gameplay programming. And so I'm gonna share some videos about how my game engine started out. So you could see here, for example, this is how it started out. So one day I thought, okay, I don't want to make a physics engine. I don't want to make a 3D physics engine because that's like absolutely crazy. So I thought, okay, maybe I can do it 2D, right? Make a 2D engine, but give it 3D models, right? So this was how it started out. Like I started doing some OpenGL, drawing stuff on screen, getting some movement, and I also used Casey Muratori's engine architecture to start out. So here you could see it's very similar to Handmade Hero, only the main engine infrastructure. And then once you go into this function, so this is all the Windows API stuff. Once you go into this function, you can see like it's all like it completely goes away from like the Handmade Hero stuff. And you know, you can see like it's all arenas. So I have like game memory. This is an arena. I also implemented an arena. You know, it was really fun. You know, arenas really trivialize memory management. You know, you don't need like RAII and all that crazy stuff. So this is like how my engine progressed. You know, I started to add 3D models to my engine and walking around. I also did like very stupidly simple physics collision, right? It was so simple. Like it's like I just literally like go to Google, like I'll show you, like okay, circle to circle collision, right? Circle to circle collision. Okay, there's this guy, Jeffrey Thompson. Thank you so much for this. It's so amazing. It's so simple, right? And you know, whenever you get a collision, you just set the position of your player at the difference of these two positions. So where the two circles are intersecting, you just add it to his position, something like that, and then you just get him pushed out. So that's like my collision detection, right? And you know, I'm not saying that don't use Unreal Engine or don't use Unity. They are amazing, but you know, if you're going in like without a proper background, you know, in computer science or like just how to manipulate state, right? So you can see even here, like I have my own data structures implemented in pure C. Right here, I have like this metaprogramming monomorphization stuff in C, like and you know, you have like array underscore stuff. So see, for example, this is an array of matrices. I generate all the data structures at compile time, and they all use like memory allocators. You see, I always pass the arena, right? So I'm not going really fast, but you know, I'm just trying to compress everything into one video and give a nice introduction. So you see, this is my progress. Then I made like, okay, circle to box collision, okay, And of course, a lot of bugs everywhere, just squashing them down. And what's really good about this is that when you have like such little code, your development speed is really fast, because this like compiles in like sub 1 second at this point. Now my game takes like 4 seconds to compile, like the engine and the game, right? So that's nothing. Like compared to Unreal Engine, every time you do a change in C++, you need to wait for the Unreal Engine to like recompile everything, and if you want to go fast in Unreal, you need to start using blueprints, right? So you have like this two worlds that have to always interact with each other and always have to talk, right, between C++ and blueprints. So I hated that personally. I don't like it. It's not bad like if you have a gigantic team and you have a team of designers and stuff, it's pretty good. But you can see here, like, it's like, it's stupidly simple. Like, you just get input, and and with the input, like, just update everything. They call it like immediate mode. I don't know what you call it, but like, there's no abstraction here. There's like minimal. It's just me and the machine, right? And whenever I want to like read the assembly, right? Like, I just go to the disassembly and I see what the C compiler is generating, right? C is so like, like so awesome. Like even when I made my Vulkan assembly game engine infrastructure, I was like just putting my C hat on and just programming in assembly. I even have like an arena allocator in assembly, and this is where I started like to play around with like AI and stuff. I also have like an entity component system, but the ECS I made is not like like industry grade ECS. Like you can like do a lot of crazy stuff. It's pretty simplified. It's quite manual, but it lets me like update a lot of things. I don't have inheritance hierarchies. I don't have polymorphism. I don't have all that crazy stuff. It's just input, right? Input, system, output. That's it. Like there's no hierarchy. There's no crazy stuff. It's just number crunching. It's just math. And then you can see in release mode, once you do the disassembly, right? You could see like all the SIMD instructions being generated, because I was using CGLM, right? So CGLM will generate a lot of good stuff for you. And here I was using flat lighting. Here is when I was using started to put some lights on, and then here, right, some simple AI walking around. I did some model importer. At this point, the model importer was just I just write an H file basically of all the vertices and indices and just feed them to OpenGL, and this was when I first did my skeletal animation system in my engine, and I just basically translated this article, which is really good. It's an amazing article. I translated it to C. Basically, he was using like C++ STL and all that good stuff. So I just rewrote it in C, right, in my own data structure library. And it took me I locked myself up for like 9 days, bashing my head against the keyboard, and I finally got a skeletal animation. It was like so rewarding, At that point, like I was like, hell yeah, like skeletal animation, let's go, So it was really good. I was really happy about it. And that's when I started to get into like state machines, right? So state machines are like so important in gameplay programming, and everything here you see is just state machines, especially the character, how he switches animations, how he attacks, all that stuff. Like I have right now I have like a gigantic switch statement that like does crazy stuff. But I could refactor it, and that's what's good about having like a minimalistic engine. Like go in, refactor the systems, and real fast compilation. You have full control over everything. This one I started to add like AI, and here this was my first time I added a GUI. So it's just a quad. I just place it somewhere and just scale it, right? Like it's stupidly simple. Like honestly, and so here I was starting to add more and more entities. And like I was developing this without noticing, I was using my my integrated graphics card for some reason. Like I didn't pay attention, and at some point like I had like 500 entities, And then I went like into discrete graphics, you know, like okay, use my RTX, boom, like 2x performance, right? So it was crazy. And so this is where I'm at right now. I can actually show you the full game. I think I could just run it. So this is my engine. I call it engine, NJIN. So yeah, very creative name. So here's my Xbox controller, and I can just compile build. Now I'm on NeoVim. I love NeoVim. It's just so nice. And you know, I could just start playing. Okay, so here it takes a while to load because it's on debug mode. But once I do release mode, it compiles in like bam, like lightning fast, right? You know. So I don't need to worry about, you know, all that stuff. And here you see I have some abilities. So I have like the core gameplay loop. Now I plan to like make a game and release it on Steam. Like I don't know how it's gonna go. I'm just having fun, you know. I started out, you know, with not understanding any programming. Now I just love it, you know, as a craft. And I highly encourage everyone to you know, write a game engine, right? I'm not saying, you know, don't use Unreal or don't use Unity, right? This is very like situational. But for me, like I love the craft of programming and making game engines, right? And C is not that scary, honestly. Once you get used to the pointers and memory management, and you know, you use a proper debugger, right? So there's a RadDBG, and so I use Visual Studio right now. I want to move to RadDBG, but VS, you know, it's like insane, right? So I can show you like a quick one. Right now at this point, like I'd like to start making game art. I'm still not sure about the game style. I still want to like polish the game loop, make some menus, make some different levels, different loading, add some more intelligence to the AI. Right now, the thing that's slowing me down the most is the skeletal animation system, which I plan to optimize at some point, make it like very SIMD friendly. And I use zero multi-threading, honestly. Like I really want to get into multi-threading, but right now, you know, I don't do multi-threading. So here you could see we could open the compile debug, right? It launches VS. So VS is now fired up, and you know, I love VS. It's very slow, but it's also very powerful. And once you get used to the debugger and memory view, you're like killing it. So if you want to get into C, like I would really recommend getting comfortable with the compiler commands. You don't need to be like super ultra, like super sane with it, you know, just like chill, and get comfortable with the debugger. So right now, if I press F11, it'll boom, right, jumps into my main, right? This is my main, and this is before like everything is set up. Like this is the moment Windows calls into my program, and you see I have like a lot of watch windows, call stack. This is all like really good stuff, and of course my favorite view is like the memory view. Right, so memory view lets you like go in and like debug the hell out of your memory, right? And I just use arenas everywhere, like everywhere. Like everything is an arena. Like I allocate everything on arena, right? So here, for example, I have my arena init, so I can just put a breakpoint, jump to it, boom. Now I can jump inside, and I can see like you know, what's inside of here. Okay, this is my arena in it, so I can jump back out, right? I can jump, and then, right? So if I jump out of it, right? So now in my game memory, right? Permanent, right? This is my permanent. So this is my arena, right? And this is the base cursor. So here, you can see this is my memory, right? So right now it's yeah, so you could just type like game underscore memory dot permanent dot cursor. Nope. Okay, so where's it? Game memory, and then here you have like the base. Okay, and right, so this is my base, And okay, so it didn't initialize because I think it's the init. So it's just getting the address. So this is my first address of the arena, but I only reserve the virtual memory. I didn't commit. So I need to just go to the first time I allocate to it so that it allocates a page, right? So we can go to here, update and render, and jump into it. And then here, so these will load the resources. So once I do the resource load, now it's loading all the models and stuff. You see, now this is my arena, right? It's the same address I was at. It gave me 4096 bytes, and you can see where it wrote. So this is actually game info. What you're seeing here is like my game info, right? So I mean, everything is like razor sharp, right? Like in front of your face, right? Like there's no magic. And that's what I love about, Casey Muratori's approach, is that, plus my memory is now initialized. I can just go in and start doing things with my memory, right? So yeah, that's it. Wish me luck. I plan to finish my game in maybe 6 or 8 months. We'll see how it goes. But that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed the video, and let's catch up soon. Okay? Cheers.